Alright, so I think we need to get, like... We need to swap in Kamari for Lulu and then just try to tank up. Tank up as best we can. I wish I could talk and get a turn, but not fast enough. Such brutal. What do I even do? Next, wait, let's... Oh, that's a no. I need to magic break him. And then bring Yuna back in. Ow. Did that magic break work? Because I healed him, so I don't know if it actually worked. Check. Definitely looks like it. Nice dodge. Okay. Starting to see a path. So now that we know what he does, well, at least what he does at the start of the fight. HP 20% would be good. I think Water Ward might be even better. Or Yellow Lightning Ward just for that second round. SOS Null Frost could be huge, but I need Brotherhood out. But as long as Titus doesn't get one shot, SOS Null Frost makes him invincible to that first wave. Ooh, Null Shock is also nice. I might as well equip this because Poison Touch doesn't do anything for us. Unless it works on Mortabody, but I wouldn't imagine it does. Ice Ward, Lightning Ward, huge. Let's do that. And I could do this, but I'm going to run out of MP real fast if I do that. But double overdrive would give us Bahamut real fast. But, I mean, I don't even care about dealing damage. I just need to survive right now. So, you should take this for sure. And actually, you could come in during the shock wave to do your magic break with that SOS null shock. And he has water ward as well. Don't know if evade encounter is going to help us at all here. See what we can cook up. Maybe instead of bringing in Lulu here, I bring in Orin. And I do the magic break now. Yes, I did. I really enjoyed the Game Awards this year. It was a really great show. Year of the Indies. Year of the Indies. Watching Arc Raiders beat Battlefield was chef's kiss. That's unlucky. Yeah, it's quite the shame. Quite the shame that people are mad that E33 is winning. I mean, I get it. It makes for, like, a more boring show, I guess, because they're winning everything, but... Crazy how the best game is winning everything. It's just not necessary to get mad about. It's like, you can't have it both ways. People are like, I don't care about the Game Awards. Who cares about the Game Awards? Game Awards are stupid anyways. Who cares about them? And then E33 wins everything, and they're like, why do they win everything? It's like, you can't have it both ways, bud. Figure out what you're mad about. They deserve the wins. I know some people are mad about, like, whether or not it's an indie game or not, but, like, it doesn't matter. You know, Todd Howard came up and was like, it doesn't matter if your studio is 5 people or 500 people. What matters is the art. It's like, so who cares? I mean, yeah, you can whine and complain about them winning Indie Game of the Year, whatever, but, like, every other award they won, who cares? It's a good thing that they won. Like, it's better for a smaller company that you might argue is an indie company or might argue is not an indie company win versus a company that's obviously not an indie company winning in today's atmosphere. And that doesn't mean that, like, we hate AAA games and AAA games should never win, but the point is we don't want AAA games winning right now. Right now, it is very good for the industry for AAA games to lose. And lose they did. Regardless of whether or not you think E33 is an indie game or not, the AAA companies that are definitely AAA companies that are going to continue to make AAA games and have made AAA games for decades are losing. That's the part that matters. Who cares about whether or not E33 is an indie game or not? We can whine about that for the very specific award of Indie Game of the Year. That's fine. If you want to say Silksong should have won that, that's fine. I agree. I think Silksong should have won that because whether or not E33 is an indie game or not, Silksong is a better indie game. Silksong is the epitome of what an indie game is. It's 3 guys in their basement working on a game for 7 years, not promising anything big, not, you know, throwing out the headlines and all the ads and sponsorships, working on a game for 7 years, releasing it for their community. That's what an indie, you know, that's the heart of an indie game. So I think Silksong should have won Indie Game of the Year just because it's a better indie game than E33, regardless of whether or not E33 is one. So I can get on that bandwagon. But all the other awards, if you're going to sit here and like complain because they won awards, like, I don't know, man. Make your own game. I don't know. What do you want? It's the best game of the year. It's the best game of the year. They deserve it. Cry more. I don't know. I think we just have to hope he doesn't kill Yuna. That's so... He hit Yuna 4 times. What are you doing? What are you doing? And now we just lose, because we lose. Unless he only hits Orin. Oh. We are alive, at least. I love that they brought their entire studio to the Game Awards to like show people that they really are an indie company. Now, granted, a lot of the arguments online about whether or not it's an indie game or not comes down to outsourcing and budget, but it's all semantics, you know. And again, like, they only won 1 indie award, so we can complain about that if we want, but people are stretching that into they shouldn't win anything because they're not an indie game. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Like, what are we talking about here? I believe it's tied next. Oof. Yeah, it feels like we just kind of have to get lucky at the start for the setup. Unless we spend some money on... Well, not money, but items. If we spend some items on some Blizzard wards, it might be more manageable. I don't know. You know, we went over this a couple of times over stream, and when it comes down to it, it's all semantics. Like, there really is no good way to discern what an indie game is anymore, because no one's going to agree. You know, like we'll argue till the cows come home. No one's going to ever agree what an indie game is, because you can have pretty much a good argument against. Oh, Yuna got a turn first. This is weird. This is actually good, because now... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's always an argument against. Like, you could say, oh, an indie studio has to be less than 20 employees. And they can say, okay, but what about outsourcing? What if it's a 15-person person studio, but they outsource to a 100-person studio for the music. Does that now make it not an indie game? Well, no, because that's just the music. Okay, well, what about the gameplay? Like, what thing can we outsource to the point where now it's not an indie game? Like, that's always going to be an argument. Then, you know, oh, let's do budget. That's like, okay, well, then where's the budget at indie game? 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, a million, 2 million? Like, no one's going to ever agree on what this magic number is that makes it an indie game. And also, as games continue to become more and more expensive, and then also, like, well, what if the game itself cost $100,000, but the advertising campaign was $3 million? Does that make it not an indie game? You know, so it's always going to be semantics. There's no good way to just be like, these are the criteria for an indie game. It's more of a vibe. It's more of a vibe of, is this somebody's passion project where they didn't go to a big studio to create it, but it's their passion project that they worked on for years and years to create for just their own community? Or is this a game with a huge advertising budget and a bunch of people made it, and it has more of a epic, grandiose scope of trying to be the next big thing, right? Like, that's what separates an indie game from not an indie game. And E33, unfortunately, falls like directly in the middle because it's a very small studio with a very big budget that did a lot of outsourcing, but also didn't make a big splash until it came out. So, like, it just falls, like, you know, perfectly in the middle of what could possibly be an indie. So it's, I mean, like I said, we can argue forever about whether or not it should have won the Indie Game Award, and I think that's fair, but to give it any other, you know, to lessen its achievements anymore based on whether or not it's an indie game or not is silly. It doesn't matter. You can't say indie games are great because it doesn't matter how many people work on a game. It's only the art that matters. But then be like, well, it's not an indie game, so it sucks. You know, you know, it's not fair. You gotta have it. You can't have it both ways. All right. Here we go again. Can we survive an attack? Can we just hit like Orin or something? Okay. Good. Okay. So now, I think we talk for agility. And then we shock. Orin already has null shock, which is sick. Dang. We're like no better off than we were before, though, when I'm looking at this. I mean, I can put shell on Yuna. Other than that, we're kind of just as... We're in kind of the same bad position here. I think I just gotta hope it works out. I could use my one silence. I think we just gotta hope it works out. Hit Orin. Hit Orin. You're so mean. That's fine. Could have been worse. Need Lulu. Huh? Oh, that got rid of slow. Okay. I was like, why did he cast that? think we want to go... I don't think we cast Null Tide on Lulu. I think we give her Shell, because with her big magic defense stat, she should survive. And then I gotta cast Slow on him. And then I gotta heal, but Cura is probably not gonna be enough. I probably gotta do a high potion. And then we probably focus again. We should be pretty tanky. Titus might die if he gets hit twice, but we should be pretty tanky. We got focus, we got Shell. Does he still have break though? I don't think anyone has Sensor. I wonder if he's still magic broke. Like, Asuna... I don't think Asuna gets rid of magic break, but it might. If it does, that's a problem. Dodge. Oh, actually, I'm kind of glad she died. I think we're in trouble. Yep. We're just a little too far behind the ball here. He's too strong. Haste. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. Please send help. No. Yeah, we're done. Wait, just hit Titus. Wait, where's his null? He's supposed to have null shock. Does it not work mid-attack? Well, Yuna is an absolute mega giga ultra tank in this fight. It's kind of insane. Like, with Shell, she can't die. So that's nice. I can't say it's going too well other than that. But, you know. Man, look at how many turns we get if we can just get haste off. But it's so hard to get everyone hasted. I was a big fan of Heavenly Sword. It kind of, by the end of the whole God of War hype train, it kind of lost its steam. But when it came out, it was cool. Okay. We're kind of cooking. Cheer is going to help. I should see if delay attack works just for science. It did work. Delay attack does work. That's good to know. Let's see what happens when we bio Morta Body. Titus. Man, we still die. Wait, how do you get poison? Oh, was that an animation glitch? Is that what that was? Might have been an animation glitch. It looked like he took poison damage. Okay, so it's looking like he will not get rid of his own poison, which is good. Also, I don't know what thing we're on. I really need to get these these focus stacks on, but it's just so hard because Lulu keeps dying. Dodge. Ow. Well, Lulu's gonna die again. Unless I dispel her, but then she's gonna lose Shell and die anyways. So, oof. I don't know what we're on. Maybe water, but I'm not sure. I just want to see if I get full focus stacks, if I can, like, reliably survive this fight. Why you hit Lulu 4 times? Come on, man. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta go and do that? Shock. It's looking like with full focus stacks, we're pretty tanky. To the point where I might be able to just sit here and pray and survive. I do no damage. Did Yuna just take 200 damage? Is that what I just saw? Also, that's not cool. Okay, that's what I was curious about. So, Morta Body doesn't actually die, When he gets to 0 HP, he does the Morty absorption thing, but he doesn't die, which means he keeps poison. So he will just continually drain from Seymour the entire fight. So if I can get a good setup, I think we will be cooking. It's just going to be hard to get there. Yeah, Yuna's taken 200 damage now. She is crazy strong now. I don't really know. Well, this is only phase 1. We still got 2 more phases to go. And who knows what's going to happen then. But the idea here is we just get to the point where things are stable. And then, you know, spam, focus, and reflex, and cheer, and everything. So that whenever we get to those next crazy phases, we can potentially survive. Yuna almost died. And obviously we're on a timer here because we have to spam slow, so that costs MP, and we don't have an infinite amount of MP, so... But if we can set this up without anyone dying, then I don't think it'll take very long to set up. It's just because people keep dying that it's taken a while. I want to see if I silence the mortar body. Okay, that's not great. Don't like to see that. If I silence the mortar body and then poison Seymour, will he Asuna Seymour like the second he gets unsilenced? I wish regen didn't cost so much. Just throw an elixir or something. Nice. Alright, what else should we try? Should we try Demi? Ooh, okay. So Demi's good. Not sure if regen is worth it in this game. I think it wears off kind of quickly. Yeah, look how tanky we are now. Silencing Mortabody is kind of huge. He takes forever to lose it because it's silence attack, not buster. So, I mean, we get to sit here and game for quite a while. What else do I want to test? You know what I really want to do? This. Massive damage. Alright, so at this point, we're kind of just going to let him get into second phase and then see what second phase is all about. Probably die a horrible death. You know how it goes. Why you gotta hit Titus with the power break? Also, he did not Asuna Seymour right away. So it's not like when you poison him, he counters with Asuna. It's just he happened to use Asuna after I poisoned him last time. So every time he uses Asuna, I just have to recast Slow and Bio. I don't have to silence Mortabody. I think Titus is just like, he should just delay attack. I'm liking this Demi strat because I don't want to dispel his protect because it'll also dispel all his other stuff. I think regen is working pretty well. Another thing I want to test is drop the big Bam-Balam on him and see how much damage it does and whether or not I can like save that to get through phase 3 or something. Wait, you have sensor. I can't see his health. Oh, because I never scanned. I have to like scan once. That's a little bit of a problem. Okay, I think he's in phase 2 now. That big blows, because like we can spend 1,000,000 years buffing all our characters, and then you can just do that, and all the buffs are gone. So that big sucks. Is he just gonna spam death? Nope, he's just gonna... It's a cycle still, so... But now it's gonna be so hard to keep Yuna alive because her buffs are gone. Yeah, I have death proof with Riku, but that's it. And what are the chances that he hits Riku? Man, poison really did work though. Like, they're just sitting there getting destroyed by that poison. really want to scan him. I'm curious what his health's at. Wow. I mean, yeah, the buffs are kind of annoying, but we also have a lot of turns, so I don't think it's that much of an ass to just keep buffing up every time and keep debuffing him when he Asunas. Okay, he can break now. That sucks that it was on Titus, of all people. And I believe that also gets rid of haste, which blows. This is... this is oof. We're gonna get cooked by whatever this is. No. Alright, well... Man, you really do get a lot of turns to get back to your feet, though. I mean, I could just shell and heal, and Yuna should be able to survive. I think what I should do is try to survive in this phase a little bit so I can learn the pattern. Nope. Lulu's already got her overdrive again. He's weak against fire. I wonder how much fire would do. And I'm at max focus stacks too. Oh, I didn't Fury. I just used regular fire. Was that like 2,000? Was that? He has shell, doesn't he? Okay, he like spams. It's like, I think it's death, and then the next elemental spell, and then break, and then the next elemental spell, and then back to death. So it's rough. We do not want to be in this for long. Alright, I have to... Hold on. We gotta revive first. I gotta do a science here. I gotta do a science experiment. That's not nice. It's not very cash money of you. What sucks is fire spam is going to hit mortar body a bunch. But I gotta know. I gotta know how much damage this does. So if I dispel him... Oh, wait. I could mental break him too. Oh my god. Okay. Hold up. Hold up. What if? What do you mean you missed? What do you what do you mean? What do you mean you missed? Great, now Orin doesn't get a turn for 9 years. Yeah, he can only be silenced once. And then he proofs himself. Alright, here we go. It's gonna work. He's not gonna miss. He's probably gonna miss. Oh, okay, it didn't get rid of slow. Dispel doesn't get rid of slow? Really? Okay. I did not know that. Don't miss. Thank you. Okay. I just want to know for science how much damage this is going to do, because I want to try to burst him before he gets into this phase. Here we go. Big money play here. That was like 10k, and then it's gonna absorb too. That was like 1400 damage. Probably dead here. We're alive. He probably has flare now, I would imagine. Can Bahamut do it? Probably not through protect. Probably not through protect. And shell. Okay, we have a plan. We have a plan. We're not keeping this, obviously, because I threw, like, elixirs and all sorts of stuff. But we have a plan. Get him down to 35k-ish with Demi. And then hit him with the Fire Fury after a mental break. And then hit him with the Bahamut. And that should work. And it's so easy to get your overdrive in this fight. He just uses one Penta, and you have like everyone's overdrives. And we just need to get set up with the magic defense early. I mean, I guess we don't even have to really early, because he doesn't buff himself. He used one. He doesn't perma buff himself, that is. He only used one reflex the whole fight. I was afraid he was going to use like focus and stuff at some point, but he never did. What are you saving items for? That's the whole mod. It's a grindless mod. Every item we get in the game is permanent. Once we use it, it's gone forever. And we still have a good 2/3 or 1/3 of the game left, so we don't want to be throwing elixirs and other super, like I threw like 10 Mega Phoenixes in that fight. We do have a lot of Mega Phoenixes, so I'm not completely against throwing 1 or 2 if he like wipes everybody but Yuna, because we're actually able to stabilize again after that with a Mega Phoenix. But I definitely don't want to be throwing elixirs and hourglasses and stuff, because we definitely don't need to. I was just throwing that stuff so I could test the fight. I did not expect to win this at all. I thought we'd get to phase 2, and then phase 2 would throw us a huge curveball, and then we'd have to relearn the fight again, and then we'd get to phase 3, and then throw us a huge curveball, and then we'd have to learn the whole fight again. But looks like we actually have a great strat here. We just need to get focus and shell up early, and magic break up early, and then do a Demi Fury to get him down to like 35, do a Fire Fury, followed up with Bahamut. That's the plan. That is the plan. All right. Well, yeah, let's say goodbye to YouTube. YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Incredible progress today. We got past... I thought we were going to be stuck on Seymour the whole stream. And then I realized, oh, crap, we still have to do Evray Altana. And not only do we get through Evray, but we have a solid plan for Seymour now. So next time we should be able to beat Seymour. And then we're on to the Calm Lands, which is probably going to be wild. So good stuff. Thank you again for all your support on this series. It's been awesome. What an incredible mod. It's just so much fun. And like that Evray fight was so unique and cool. I loved that. And this fight isn't actually that gimmicky. It's kind of a more normal fight. You know, it's actually just he does big damage and you have to get around it. So I like this fight a lot too. Yeah, I think obviously I've to an annoying degree saved my items up to this point, but the way that we've been able to optimize these fights has been awesome. Like especially I'm really proud of the summon fight that we did. Pretty proud of that Evray fight as well. And the regular Evray fight as well was really good. So yeah, I'm gonna keep at it, man. I don't care if I'm at 99 elixirs at the end of the game that I use them all on the final boss, or probably not even that because they'll be probably post game. But no, I'm having a blast trying to optimize these fights, and obviously I'm using more and more items now because I'm having to. But finding the perfect balance between using items and getting through these fights has been super fun, and I think we've made some incredibly optimized fights by using our noggins here. Wait, why didn't Orin get XP? Did Orin not get XP? Wasn't he alive? He didn't attack, I know that. He did mental break. Oh, he was dead and I summoned, that's why. Okay, so we do have to be careful when we do the summon, because I believe Carrie said it will revive people if you're like regular, but if you summon, it won't be able to revive them. So yeah, we have to be careful. We can't summon Bahamut unless we have everyone alive. But yeah, it's been really fun, man. It's been fun to optimize these fights, and if I never end up using all the items and we end up at the end of the mod and I just go through my list and show off all the items I have, I'll be happy. So, but I'm sure we'll use more. We're already using more, and I'm sure we're gonna have to use some on this fight. Like Mega Phoenixes are probably going to be needed when he wipes, because it's either going to be use Mega Phoenixes or customize more wards. And I would rather use Mega Phoenixes because, one, we have a bunch of them, and two, once you customize an equipment, it's customized forever. Not only are you losing the items from the customize, but you're losing the equipment slots as well. And those are probably even more important. I know some of the equipment guys sell like 3-slot open equipments, but those cost gil, and gil is also limited. So yeah, I would rather probably just use the Mega Phoenixes, but we'll figure it out next time. Thanks again, YouTube, for all the support on this series and for being here, and for those of you that have come over to Twitch to say hey, those of you that supported on Patreon, thank you very, very much, and we will catch you in the next episodes. Peace.